Welcome to IBM RSE API plugin for Zowe CLI using VS Code. This tutorial demonstrates some features of IBM RSE API plugin for Zowe CLI and includes an exercise to help you become familiar with managing ZOS resources using VS Code, the IBM Z Open Editor, and Zowe Explorer VS Code extensions. Links to the sample repo and the full tutorial are located in the description of the video. Let's begin. The tutorial link in the description of the video will take you here. The first thing we will need to do is take care of the prerequisites. We will need to create an RSE profile. Click on this link and you will be taken to the Creating an RSE Profile documentation, where you can copy and paste this command, substituting your information for host, port, user, and password. This information will be relevant to your ZOS host system. You can go into VS Code, open a terminal, and you could paste that command here to create an RSE profile, or if you already have an RSE profile created, you can check to see if it is the default profile for the command line operations we will need to use in the tutorial. You can do this by typing Zowe profiles ls RSE. A list will be output and default will be next to your default profile. The next thing you will need to do is clone the repository. You can either copy and paste this command into your terminal, or you can click on the link in the description of the video, which will take you here, and you can copy the URL, go back into VS Code, and click on Clone Repository. You can paste the URL and select the folder for which you would like to download it into. Then we will open that, and you can see the repository has been cloned to your local folder. Finally, you will want to make sure you have the extensions installed. You will need Zowe Explorer. You can install that here. And you will also need IBM Z Open Editor. And you can install that here. Once you have this installed, you may need to refresh your VS Code. Now you will get a message here in the lower right-hand corner specifying Zowe Explorer was modified for IBM Remote System Explorer API support. Please refresh your Explorer views to see the RSE REST CLI profiles. If you do not have an RSE REST profile, then create it via command line and refresh. Once you have all your prerequisites taken care of, we will want to change branches. You can click down here where it says Master and select the Tutorial Complete branch. The first thing you will want to do is open your JCL directory and click on Allocate JCL. You will need to edit this line here, replacing TSO user with your user ID or an HLQ that you would have access to on your ZOS, and save that file. We can then submit the local file allocate JCL by copying and pasting this command into your VS Code terminal. Once the job has been submitted, you will get a return including the job ID and the status of the job. Our status is complete. We can then click on the Zowe icon and refresh your datasets view Click the add symbol to add your RSE profile. You'll need to click the magnifying glass and add your HLQ.sample star, and you'll get a return of all the data sets that were created when the Allocate JCL ran. You could also refresh the jobs view and add your RSE profile there, clicking the magnifying glass, and use the filter with your HLQ. And here you can see the job that was run and all of its spool files. These data sets that the Allocate JCL created are empty data sets, so we will upload some of our local files into them. The files that we will be uploading to the newly created data sets include these COBOL files, these copybooks, and the cust file and tran file within the resources folder. You can click on the Zowe icon, and on the COBOL dataset, right-click and click Upload Members. You go into your folder, go to the COBOL file, and select both SAM1 and SAM2, and then upload the file. You can see they have been added here. We'll do the same thing with the copy for the copybooks. Here we will select all three and upload those. And you can see them here. They have been uploaded to the host. Adding the two sequential files to the host will be pretty easy. We can just copy and paste those. We'll open the cust file, select all and copy, go back over to Zowe Explorer, select sample cust file, and paste those there and save it. And we'll do the same with the tran file. Now that we have uploaded all of our files to the host, we can then go back to our local files and into the JCL and edit the Run JCL. We will edit this area here with the same HLQ that we added to the Allocate JCL and save that file. You can then swap back over to the tutorial and copy this command, and we can drop that right into the terminal on VS Code and submit the Run JCL. Again, we will get a return that includes the job ID and the status. As you can see here, our status is still active. We can check the status of jobs by refreshing our RSE profile in the jobs view. And now we're getting a CC004 saying the job is complete. We can now then refresh our datasets view, and you can see the cust out has been added and a cust report has been done. If you would like to download these files to your local, we could go back to our tutorial and copy and paste these two lines here into the terminal one at a time, substituting HLQ with the value entered in your Run JCL. Once both of those files have finished downloading via the terminal, we can go back to our local files, and you'll see a new directory has been added with the title of your HLQ. Then you can see we have the cust out in a text file, as well as the cust report in a text file. To learn more about using IBM RSE CLI plugin for Zowe CLI within VS Code, you could go to this link here using RSE API and Zowe Explorer VS Code extension, and it will give you more information with a list of all the prerequisites that we went through today. It does give you a warning about creating the RSE profile. If you're familiar with Zowe Explorer, you might know that it offers a graphical UI for creating a Zowe CLI profile, but currently that is only available for Zowe CLI profiles. Until support for creating the RSE and other profile types is added to the Zowe Explorer UI, you can only use the command line operation to create the RSE profile, and then the profiles will appear in the Zowe Explorer. We also include setting up and using RSE profiles in the IBM Z Open Editor section, where you can add these profiles to your property groups. If you'd like to get more information about managing the data sets, you could click on this link here that would take you to more documentation on manipulating data sets using Zowe Explorer VS Code extension. I hope all this information has been helpful, and thank you for watching.